Blessings, beloveds. Oh, look, everyone is here. How lovely. Welcome. Can I get someone to say whether you can see and hear me all right? Just put it in the chat. Can you see and hear me? Yay, wonderful. Wonderful. So happy to hear. You never know with technology. Oh, blessings, beloveds. Look at all of us. This is wonderful. Thank you so much for unifying this day during this beautiful sacred season. There's so many unique frequencies and energies and very transformational energies during sacred season. Before we get started, I just want to remind everyone to sign up for the light letter on my website. That's how we stay connected and we don't have to worry about social media algorithms, etc. That's direct to your email, and look out for the email filters too. And the second thing I want to mention is there's a 2.5-hour presence event coming up on New Year's Day. And that's when we dig into the trajectories and the energies for 2023, what's coming, new skills, new practices. That's going to be loaded with a lot of information and activations, as well as the first live online unity meditation. So we're going to do 2 hours and then roll right into a unity meditation, really launch the new year with all that energies. Beloveds, here we are together during sacred season. So we need to kind of anchor in to where we are in this trajectory, because the veils lift always during sacred season, and solstice energies have already started to lift. You might have been feeling those sensations in the last couple of days, really starting to amplify. So we're in for a beautiful couple of weeks here, and it's just lovely to thank you for everyone saying where you're from and where you're tapping in from. And if we can just kind of feel the unified field of all of us with this pure intent, all of us light workers, grid workers, Stargate keepers, everyone who's in service to this organic ascension right now, just kind of feel like across the time space, people are going to tap into this a little bit later, but right now just kind of feel and amplify that field of divine unity consciousness, which is exactly where we are in this now. Everyone's saying massive love. Thank you. Yes, the huge frequency of love itself that gets amplified during this season. Now, it's not without its challenges, so I have some guidance on how to walk through the next couple of weeks with a lot more ease and grace. So let's just tap in, and we'll just do a little unity invocation meditation just to set the field and set our intentions to utilize the sacred season energies for personal and global transformation, just kind of leveling up during this time. So everyone, just drop the elevator out of the mind into the heart, right? Open up, get into the stillness, and just open that crystalline stargate of the heart. And just feel it. And for those of you who have received the presence activations this year, that's a new frequency, a new level of unity consciousness that's starting to emanate through pure conduits. So if you are one of those conduits, share it with your brothers and sisters right now. There's a divine grace, an infinite compassion, a purity of frequency that is in the field this year. It's brand new and it gives you a new experience. So let's share that now with the field. Emanating out, amplifying that pure divine love. Just take a breath there. Let's tone and aum, A-U-M, the frequency, the sound of Source as self expressing in these realms. Let's just take a breath and tone together, feel the field, take a breath. Beautiful. Now there's a stillness there that we want to come into. The 0 point field. Now within the gateway of the heart is access, the direct source spark. Feel that 0 point, the center of the center of the center, right? And the more that you tap into that 0 point, the more Source can expand your fields, your heart center, your DNA. So let's tap into that 0 point stillness. Just breathe there and take a moment to release the illusion. That's everything that's happening in your life stream, what's happening in the world. Just let it go. It'll be there when you come back. Let it go. Just release it. Release all attachments, things that don't serve. Just let it go. Let the mind, the emotions, the ego, the linear time constructs, just let it go and tap in to the vibration of presence, not just being present, but being the presence of Source in this now. Feel that purity and divinity, and allow that emanation to puritize and divinitize every aspect of self. Let it sweep across the multidimensional self, right? Just removing any negative constructs, anything that's uncomplimentary, just let it go. No judgment, just let it go. And now calling forth in this now a divine connection with the assembly of higher realm intelligence that is assisting us through this sacred season. 7 sacred weeks to take advantage of this. So let's connect right now to the higher realms in service to the pure and true organic ascension. You might feel them as masters, star families, other expressions of consciousness, Gaia herself, the divine presence of Solaris, the sun, which is in command of this solstice passage. Feel that presence, feel that connection. And let's just set the field for communication, for reception of that energy, that divine partnership. If you haven't experienced that before, open to the frequency flowing in the field right now. This is you connecting with you, the divine self, the unified self, the I am presence. Just let everything else go right now. This is a frequency of pure 0 point energy. Kind of takes the external reality away if you allow it to. Feel the presence of infinite creator, one unified source, having a massive multidimensional experience through us, as us, in unity with all these other fractals that have attained levels of mastery or divinity or purity that would now like to assist us, as us. Let that flow right through the heart center. Golden, crystalline, diamond light. And in this now, just a brief decree. I welcome forth my Christ. That's the crystalline expression of yourself, your unique fractal of Source. Let it come forth. Beautiful. And a brief invocation for our beloved solstice passage. Let's just magnify and expand this energy and just amplify it, expanding out across the realms. Just be seen by the multiverse. Light up right through the heart center, right through 0 point. A divine dispensation of divine love, divine light, and divine will. In complete alignment with the pure and true organic ascension. Let it come forth, let it flow. And now unified with your sisters and brothers, see this unification, higher realms, lower realms as one. And just light up these realms, all realms of Gaia, with that divine frequency. Be witnessed as a divine conduit. Let yourself be seen. And let's just allow our higher levels, the higher realms, to just pour those Christed white ascension flames. You might see them as crystalline or golden. Let's just let those flames come through and just puritize, divinitize, just again, sweep away anything which does not serve, really opening up to our divine state of beingness that is free of the illusion, of the external. Just feel that. Activating peace, harmony, unity, unconditional love, freedom codes, ascension to the maximum amount that I may experience in this now. Call it forth. I maintain this crystalline flow and brilliance of my sacred heart as the gatekeeper of my sacred heart, as an open gateway of pure, infinite, divine love, light, intelligence. I am this divine presence, eternally sustained, strengthened, protected, amplified by the one true infinite creator. I open my heart as a divine conduit of these frequencies and the pure and true organic ascension. I am all that I am. I am all that I am. I am all that I am. So it is. Now let's hold that frequency when we create these temples, these spaces for us to unify in that frequency. We're all co-responsible for co-creating that field. So in this now, hold that. Eyes open. Just coming a little bit back into the now, right? The presence, kind of peering through. You'll notice the cosmic perspective, kind of peering through the vehicle, the presence, enjoying our time together. And in this now, infinite love and gratitude for all of you that are holding this frequency and allowing the new light to step through and change these realities for many. I wanted to share just a few things about solstice itself. The energies of solstice still hold the templates because of this, our view of the sun, because we still perceive the sun as kind of rising in the same place for 3 days and then carrying on, right? So that's the whole solstice story, the 3 days, the 3 days of stillness. Some call it darkness, but the 3 days of just this divine stillness before you come back out, right? End of at the end of Christmas, if you want to call it that. But this is a cosmic event. And even though the stargates are all aligned and already delivering all these frequencies, I just want to remind everyone that it's an opportunity. And for me personally, the only reason why I focus on this time and go quiet for a couple of weeks is because it has consistently throughout my journey been the strongest time for me, the strongest passage where I receive not just information, but leveling up, like blatant leveling up and experiences that change my fields, my presence, my DNA. It always happens during this time. Yes, you can get leveling up experiences at other times during the year, and this year has been kind of off the charts with activations. But this is that time of year where there's a real intimacy with Gaia, with the Ascension, and especially with the sun, our local star, the gateway to all of the organic stargates, right? They all align and kind of flow unique frequencies during this time. So if you want to consider it like cave time, so it is, but there's something different happening this year, and we're all very aware of it because not only is it an opportunity to level up, but a lot of very interesting things have been happening with the ascending hearts on the planet this year. So our activations are very unified in this now. When you have the dramatic influx in unity consciousness and Gaia herself opening up all of these organic stargates and the stargate crystals, I talk about those at length, so I won't go into that now. But there are things that are being activated right now because of the reconnection of the organic stargate system, which includes the ability for the organic stargate system that's within your own heart center to literally create a different experience and disseminate it out through the collective. So Gaia has called forth many of us to be conduits of this new state of the I am presence. Still integrating. It would be lovely if you could just flip a switch and you would be in that constant state of consciousness. If I could do it for everyone, boom, I would do it right now. But it is a different experience. And we have to remember that the guidance has always said the being in the I am present state is a radically different state of consciousness. Unity consciousness itself, Christ consciousness, crystalline consciousness, unity consciousness, all mean the same thing. But it's a radically different state of being. And it gives you a different experience of walking in these realms. And because of the presence activations that have been going off since March, before March equinox this year, and have been consistently popping up in conduits that are ready and calling it forth and doing the decrees and the meditations and everything else that's associated with an organic ascension process, we can see what an opportunity the next few weeks are going to be to not just activate that within the collective, but there's a trueness, a divine truth that's shining through, that's changing our perspective. It's changing the way we walk in these realms. And all of us are dealing with that on a personal level. But you can see on a global level, there's always divine purpose, right? We're always watching the cosmic unfolding of this ascension process. And even though it does cause a division of worlds, if you want to call it that, it's not probably anything that you've heard before, probably about division of worlds. You can just wash that away. You can just let that go, because that's not actually what's happening. It's just the amplification and acceleration of choice points goes a little off the charts, right? As we step into these new frequencies. So if you're a conduit for the crystalline Christed consciousness, unity consciousness, that gets amplified, and you're going to feel it. And if you're a delivery system for negativity or duality, that too, like the density gets turned up, right? Everything gets amplified. So there's choice points, and then, of course, the realms divide, but it's not like this physical thing. So nobody has to worry about that. But in this now, I've noticed, pardon me, even in the last couple of days, there are unique frequencies, pardon me. There are unique frequencies coming in that are starting to create this like lifting sensation. And me, I have like an inner circle of about 12 people who are Stargate keepers or grid worker types. Pardon me. That sorry, it's just the heat in the building is really drying out my throat. So what's been happening over the last couple of days, I was just checking in with everyone because you get the, we've all seen the images of ascension and people with their arms back, blowing back, lifting up into the light. That's exactly what it feels like, which is why the art reflects that. But there's this pull that Gaia and the sun produce that allows the DNA to give us a different experience. So suddenly you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm lifting off, right? So, and everyone was having this just in the last couple of days, like, wow. And I was guided to go outside with that sensation and connect with the solar gateways. And sure enough, there it is. Like we've had some kind of unique activity in the last couple of days, but this lifting, you'll feel it in high heart all the way through like solar plexus, right? And it just feels like you're being lifted into a different reality, a different state of being, a different frequency, right? So we felt this before, but I've always noticed when I kind of track it, that sensation comes before the full body solar flashing experience, right? Not the physical sun going off, none of that. What we're talking about is like that full body reset that comes, that's overwhelming, and it takes you out for about 10, 15 minutes, but you'll be laying in the sun, connecting with the sun, Gaia fully supporting your experience because she's responsible for, the body. So she's like, okay, come up here. And all of a sudden the sun looks like it's swelling, taking over the realities, eyes open, eyes closed, doesn't matter. Of course, if your third eye is open, you'll have your eyes closed and really get the full, the full show, the full experience of that. But you'll feel yourself being lifted, raised, and all of a sudden the whole body feels like it's disappearing completely. Everything that you thought you were, that you thought was going to happen with these realities, all the trajectories, it just goes away, just right? And it feels like the sun has just absorbed all of your past, present, future expression, body, the earth, everything, all the realities just go away. Now, in that experience, just because I've experienced that a few times, in that experience, if this happens to you, if you choose to tap in to the Stargates, and we'll have a final invocation, a guided experience to tap in with that. If you choose that experience and it starts happening to you, the body is going to start getting very uncomfortable because it is accustomed to using the mind, the emotions, the ego, and the physical to interpret these realities, right? It's used to expressing in that way. And when it feels like it's in danger of disappearing or whatever, it does trigger, right? Those constructs like, oh my gosh, am I ready? Wait a minute. Instead of backing away or leaning into the fears, I mean, you can do whatever you like with your journey, beloveds. But in my experience, I can tell you it's safe to calm and parent the body like we do with every activation that's a little overwhelming. Calm and parent the body, right? Just breathe. Be present with it. Be grateful for it. Thank you. I am open to receive whatever is in the highest interests of my ascension and the pure and true organic ascension of Gaia Kingdom's elementals. You can really roll with the decree, but I suggest that you be prepared ahead of time, like, oh, okay, this is going to happen to me. Open to receive and just relax as much as possible, right? And if your fields and DNA are ready to have that experience, know that it doesn't last forever. It's just, it's this conditioning, right? We're all getting a little bit higher, a little bit level up, and you'll notice when you come back from that experience, because it's not the moment, right? It's not the moment for us to flip realities yet, right? We're still walking side by side. But in this now, I know that the lifting, raising sensation means that the window for Solaris to deliver that kind of experience is coming. And it feels like I know a lot of my fellow channels and conduits have been talking about, wow, solstice is going to go for the heart, right? It's going to be a heart-based experience. And I just want to say that the parallel reality with, it's unity consciousness, so we are all one. Take care of your heart, right, during this time, because it does affect the physical, and you might notice your heart getting a little jumpy through this passage. Take exquisite care of yourself during this time. But I want to encourage everyone to be offline. Of course, for solstice, please honor it if you can at all. If you really have to work or be online or whatever, that's beautiful. But we just want to disconnect from the inorganic and really be of service to Gaia and the energies during this time, right? Connect with the sun, really allow ourselves to be conduits of that new experience. And if you're like me, the intimacy that we have right now with Gaia herself, right? Christos Sophia, the divine cosmic mother that's expressing as a planet becoming a star right now. That intimacy, which you can feel out in nature with the kingdoms and the elementals, just prop yourself against a tree, bundle up. I know everyone's cold, but bundle up. If you can get naked feet on the ground, of course, then, the earthing thing takes over and you'll feel a lot more integration. But yeah, definitely the time to do that. Quiet time, detoxification, meditation. These are all your tips and tools right now. Walking in nature, right? It's only a couple of weeks. We're already a whole week into sacred season already. So allow this passage, it's 7 weeks. It goes until the end of January, but it's always a period where you can change your journey and your trajectory, and you can become one with this vibration of unity consciousness, the infinite Christ field that activated this year, and all of this divine presence that's really stepping forth. Get intimate with Gaia's new trajectory, closure on projects, energies, relationships, all of that. Do the work before solstice. If you're watching this after solstice, take advantage. It's 7 weeks, right? There's no deadline. But if you would like to take full advantage of the energies in this now, they're usually strongest between solstice, New Year's, just these there's like a tighter galactic window, right, where all the gateways are flowing these new energies, but just shed what doesn't have energy anymore, right? I'll go through a few questions. We're going to do like a full-blown version on New Year's Day to really level up. But it is about choice points. right? These Stargate alignments and the flows and solstice, when you're just be the sun for a moment. When you're in that energy of stillness and like, what am I going to create next? What comes next? What am I going to resurrect into? This is when you can align with that and use that energy, right? The intimacy with Gaia, it's the same, the intimacy with the sun, Solaris, galactic center, great central sun, grand central sun, source, right? The source is trying to create something new. We feel it all the time. And now that the energies and the frequency level and the consciousness level is at a level of light that enables us to change faster and to shed things that don't serve faster, there's a divine opportunity here to really allow ourselves to no longer embody external narratives that don't serve. It just doesn't touch you. We always talk about becoming untouchable and unwavering with this presence activation that's happening here. You can really feel it. I know sometimes it's tempting, especially over the next few weeks when revelations start flying in the field. Just pull back to the cosmic perspective. A lot of it has nothing to do with your journey here. Like most of the external has nothing to do with what you're actually doing in these realms right now, because people who are tapped into this are just, we're all on our service as star seeds, if you want to call it that, light workers, the people who are just, again, plowing the way, so it's easier for people to follow the ascension path and the ascension process later, but really use this higher realm connection and establish the conditions to receive what your new trajectory is, right? Because it's changing. And that's the confusion that's flowing in the field right now. I don't know what I'm doing here anymore. I don't know what to do next. A lot of people, because the presence activations just blast your ego, like it's just gone, personality gone, all that positive dissociation that we were talking about a couple years ago that was strong, so strong. Like a lot of us, just death of the old self completely, not a dark, painful death, but it's just gone, right? So now you're looking around going, well, what would I like to create now, right? This is the time to just be receptive and calm and still and do like a nice cleansing of your space, of your creations, anything that feels like it's out of alignment, even relationships, part ways with love, right? With gratitude. And chances are, relationships tend to circle back if you're not done. So don't be concerned about just letting them go. You don't have to announce it, right? That's something that's personal. Forgiveness, gratitude, all of that. I'm sure you were all familiar with that at this point in the journey. But connect to Solaris, master crystals within Gaia, Stargate crystals activated within Gaia, the Stargate flows themselves, right? This is your conduit for that. So if you can put your focus there with a little bit more meditation, a little bit more time in nature, a little bit more unplugging, right? You're not going to find what you're looking for in people's social media streams. Just let it go, right? Just let it go, right? Because it's really a time to discover, wow, the strength and the presence within is going to be my compass from here forward. And it's not egoic and it's not pushy and all that control structures and everything. You just get out of the way, right? And really allow the I am presence, which is not personal, right? That's divine, unity, source. Just let it reveal some things to you. And that frequency, because we are holding that frequency of divine revelation, it's really going to do a number, excuse me, yes, on the external realities, which we'll talk about after this passage is complete. Right now, it's all about reception, right? Amplification, all focus on the light. How can I qualify my light better? What needs to go? What practices do I need to get back into? A lot of people reevaluating their morning routine or their habits and belief systems, everything, right? It's all getting rewritten during this time. All right. Let me just check. I received a lot. I'm like, okay, what have we covered? Yeah, set the conditions to receive clearly so that your trajectories, right, which are infinite possibilities, but the trajectories which serve your frequency, your light level right now will be amplified. They will be clear. And I know a lot of people are looking for clarity. What exactly I'm going to do. It's not really about doing right now. It's about being, presence, right? Just let it happen. It's only a couple of weeks, right? Yeah, a lot of creativity too helps. You know, it's wintertime in northern hemisphere, so a lot of us are just going into little creative projects. Don't make it like a big project or whatever, but just like these little creative actions are just so sweet, and they tap you in to the frequency of creation, creator. Right now, they always have. Journaling is going to be very powerful right now, and especially if you let it flow. I always recommend just let it flow, let it present. Show me, show me, show me. Be open. Transformation during this time is the name of the game. So a few notes: transforming judgment. Like, judgment is the worst frequency you can be in right now, because it just gets amplified, and then you get into confusion and mental constructs and emotional constructs and egoic constructs that try to figure things out too much, or try to attack the external or fix the external. It's not a time for that right now, right? So rather than judgment, witnessing with compassion and releasing anything which restricts the flow of my own light, right? Just let it go. Just let it go. Because it's a very restrictive frequency. That's why non-judgment and divine neutrality have been the thing to learn, embody, apply through our journeys, so that we can make wiser decisions, right? Transform, right? So that's transforming judgment into witnessing and releasing, right? Doesn't matter. Don't create it. Don't add your energy to it. Just let it go. Transform any kind of control structures, right? Trying to control the journey, trying to control others, like anything. If that's even in your field anymore, transform it, because you have the power to transform any energy. And especially in the Christed state, you'll notice it kind of goes on all autopilot. But for those of you who are trying to control your own journey, or trying to control others, or you want or desire other people to behave in different ways, transform it during this sacred time to honoring other people's experience and other people's choices with the infinite compassion of Divine Cosmic Mother. Call on that frequency, right? The planetary consciousness itself is emanating that now, but you also, as a conduit of that frequency, can just dissolve that within your own fields, right? Again, not fixing others, not telling others, you have to change or whatever. It's just honoring all the experiences with gratitude and love that it's all part of Source. It's all infinite creator having a multitude of experiences, and they are changing. So you don't want to get tethered to experiences that you don't want to have down the timeline, right? Transform those active mental levels. If you're finding your thoughts or your dream states are getting a little too busy, or you can't turn off your mind, you need to meditate more. And if you're somebody who just can't settle into a silent meditation, use a guided meditation, right? There's plenty of guided meditations out there, even if you use music or if you use the Sunday Unity meditation, you can download it for free at ascensionpath.com. If you need that, no judgment, it's beautiful. Use some music, use some singing bowls, whatever it is that calms that mind chatter right now so that you can receive something else. Because when you go into the mind, obviously, you're coming out of the heart. So you kind of sink into, right, the seat of the heart center that's providing that presence experience. Sometimes the frequencies, when they go up a notch, can cause kind of trigger neediness or frustration, right? Over your desires, what I wanted it to be this way, and it's not that way, or how come the energy isn't there? Any kind of frustration that's coming up right there. Easy way to transform it is with gratitude. And that kind of gratitude is in the state of divine neutrality. Gratitude for what is here and presenting right now, whether it's lessons or, hey, you need to be a little bit more centered or aligned or whatever. It doesn't, again, don't make it an issue. Drop into the abundance of this now. That's honoring what we are in this now. There's a lot of different experiences because of the freedom and the opening of the fields and the lowering of the magnetosphere during all of this time, right? The veils dissolve. So all of a sudden it's a lot of information. But the information, right? Trust the information that's coming through here, through the heart center. Don't allow the mind to kind of, or the ego emotions to kind of pull you into neediness and I want. You can easily transform that with gratitude for being here right now and being one of the sacred, beloved, blessed people, consciousness, souls who are here to experience ascension. Just drop right into that. It's an easy way to transform all of that. And a lot of times, you just tell your mind to shush. I do it all the time, right? That's how I train myself. Shush, shush, shush. We're not dealing with that right now. The same with the ego and the mind and emotion that we have been parenting for a couple of decades now. You really learn how to just, with ease and grace, shh, not now, thank you, right? It's not bypassing. It's just, all right, in this now, I want to focus on this, and I'll deal with you in a moment, right? It's just like parenting children. But if you're feeling those levels getting a little too stimulated, you're like, what's real? What's the truth for me right now? What experience is Source trying to have through me right now? What does Source want to express, right? When you kind of take the personal journey and just kind of set it aside during sacred season, what's really going on? What's real to me, right? You're going to have to unplug a little bit because there's a lot of narratives and revelations that step forth during this time to kind of distract us. So 2 more things I want to do during our time together. I know it's only an hour, right? It goes so quickly. A little quick evaluation of where you are. And again, journaling for clarity is a powerful practice during this time. So you can replay this or join us on New Year's Day. We're going to have like a big guidebook for 2023, etc. But right now, in this now, oh, sorry, Gate Crystal wants to say hi. Hello. Blessings, everyone. Okay, thank you. All right. In this now, just tap into your personal journey, right? Because you can feel presence and source, but there's also like, wow, okay, now that the field has opened up for infinite possibility as like a palpable reality, right? You talk about it for a very long time, and all of a sudden the energy is there for a brand new experience. And Gaia has been telling us all year, I've got the gateways open for all kinds of new earth experiences, not just one level and another level, like she's just blowing open the doors, right? Beautiful, very divine cosmic mother operation happening right now. And there's so much grace and compassion there. for everyone. Mm. So with that grace and compassion, just kind of tap in to a brief mastery evaluation. We always do evaluations of where are we right now, right, in our mastery process. So tap into just your personal journey right now. Again, letting all the frustrations go. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Beautiful gratitude. What's really going on here? All right. What physical, emotional, mental, egoic, or spiritual habits are no longer serving my ascension? Spiritual habits change, right? How we get into different states of consciousness change as we go through this process. So you know what's serving your journey and you know what isn't, especially with the body, right? What is the body asking for in order to go crystalline light body? The mind, right? What's not serving my journey anymore? Mental habits. Maybe there's some ego left there. You're like, that's probably not where I want to be. Just take a little inventory of where you are right now, and let's just release all that, right? No longer serves, no longer serves, no longer serves. You're going to have to take action, right? This isn't bypassing. Feel into relationships, partnerships, or projects that maybe you've been like rolling a boulder up the mountain for a while, trying to maintain that, thinking that it's going to serve. Let go. Right? Let go just for a moment. Oh my goodness, there goes a boulder. Oh, it's rolling back down the mountain. So it is, right? Like, what do I need to release in this now in order to serve the larger thing, the personal thing, in order to just let source have its experience, right? Because the energy will be there if it's meant to be, if it aligns with the trajectory, et cetera, right? So just kind of feel into that. What do I need to release? Where's there closure needed? It's a big year for closure, right? Just like all that resolution energy, done, 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 done. And as these new energies came in the last couple of days, I felt like a bazillion timelines collapsing, right? No longer applicable. So when you do the work in your personal journey, of course, any crystalline conduit has a greater effect on the collective. So as responsible creators, we take action, right? All right. In this now, and you might want to update this every once in a while, what is your highest desire for this incarnation? What is your highest outcome in this now moment for your ascension? What would you like to become? What would you like to experience? What's your global wish? And you tap into the multidimensional self, I am presence a little bit. What experiences would source, my highest self, like to have in this lifetime? What creations would I or my highest aspects like to manifest in these realms? And it's always going to be full of joy and divinity and love. What would just be lovely? And you're going to write it all down because we light ground into these realities. The feeling, how it feels, whatever your goal is for your ascension, right? How does that feel? Now I'm going to anchor it on paper and then I'm going to feel it, right? So as you list out the answers to these questions, now take a look at them. This is homework, right? What are the actions that I need to take in this now in order to implement all those questions, all of those answers? What needs to happen now in order to energize those frequencies, those creations? You're just going to visualize, feel, and write it down. And then we're going to let them cook, right? Very fertile soil during the solstice. Just going to anchor all of that now, and then go in through sacred season, solstice, Christmas, New Year's, first few weeks of January. And we're just going to allow the revelation energies and the resurrection frequencies and all the narrative flipping energies that are coming in because of the infinite Christ coming in, the presence coming in. We're just going to allow source, our higher levels, the Christed levels, the I am presence, to show us what is true and applicable to our highest trajectory, right? And a lot of people, they want the answer right now, right? This is not a time to grasp onto or to kind of cement in answers and trajectories and everything. There's infinite possibility coming into the field. Very fun to play with. Wow, I would love for that to happen. I would love for this to occur. I would love to experience this, that, and the other thing, right? That's still, we want to use this lower level expression to kind of light up these realms and create certain things. And it's fun to play with them, right? You're not going to wait until the end of January to take action. You're going to play with them and let the light and the unity consciousness itself and the presence and source, let the divinity of this passage and this higher realm assembly assist you with showing what's true for that outcome and what's maybe not in your highest interest, right? Without judgment, in complete divine neutrality, which is simply a state of non-judgment that allows you to make decisions and take action that's not dominated by a dualistic good, bad, light, dark, etc. Right? You don't get pulled anymore. It's a trinitized beingness. And from that trinitized beingness that can see all options and what is highest for me, this is that passage to receive, to transform, to allow the frequencies to completely change your trajectory or your service or reveal something new, and you play with it, right? Throughout these weeks and see what presents. But continue to kind of come back to these questions, to your meditations, to 0 point, and allow the truth within to be revealed, because that's what the energies are focused on now. And for a lot of us who hold that trajectory of crystalline light body and assisting, migrating realities from one experience to another, just perceive it as one experience to another, right? A more crystalline experience of Gaia, these realms, etc. Holding, right, that intention allows the match in vibration. So if you have the intention, I really want to experience what it's like to merge with the sun, the solar consciousness. I really want to have the experience of creating an intimacy with Gaia, right? These are beautiful intentions. It's this period is probably not about more linear trajectories. That will present after the new year. These energies right now are about divine truth, right? Really tapping into the presence activations that have happened. All right, let's take our final moments together to really connect with these Stargate energies, the frequencies flowing through the master crystals and the Stargate crystals, because they are going to support, if you so choose, the further opening of the crystalline Stargate of the heart and the unification that can occur when the sun is doing its thing during solstice and during Christmas and during New Year's and during sacred season energies. It's just a few weeks, right? But when we have that alignment and we consistently come back to that often, right, many times during the linear day, launching our days with that frequency, right? Morning routine, very important. Let's just tap in. All right. Open your ascension column. And that simply means all of your chakras light up and kind of unify and become a unified column of divine light. It's very diamond, solar, crystalline frequency, right? The heart starts to turn a little gold sometimes when you make that intention. So don't think about the pinpoints and where they are in your multidimensional diagram. Just unify, right? I am. Beautiful. Now tap into the heart. The heart center with all those 0 point frequencies. Tap into that source point. It might look like light. It might look like an open stargate. Just tap in and allow that frequency to amplify. Source wants to step forth, right? I welcome forth my Christ, and allow that crystalline stargate of the heart to just open wide. And it might go infinite for some of you, right? If you've turned off all of your fears about expansion, it just opens right up. Just be that star consciousness right now. Opening it, feeling it. And now we're going to use that consciousness, that heart consciousness, really tap into that I am presence right there. Not up, down, back, forth. It's right there in the core of the heart. Just feel into that and just connect with the consciousness of Gaia. You want to tap into crystalline core, where all the master crystals are stored. That crystalline consciousness, divine cosmic mother holding that frequency, right? Gaia, that's Gaia's service as she transforms into a more solar star-like presence, right? A spiritual sun. Tap into that presence, because that's going to transform the body, right? Body belongs to Gaia. Just tap in to that crystalline core of Gaia. See it kind of pulsing right now with that energy. As we get closer to solstice, it gets brighter and brighter. And just around the crystalline core, tap into those master crystals that are placed here with the intention of assisting the ascension, receiving and amplifying the cosmic frequencies that cause the new platform for our consciousness, new realms, new levels of consciousness. Just tap into them. And when you connect with the heart center, if you've got the vibrational match, you'll be able to see them, feel them. They're kind of unusual looking sometimes, right? Very divine, very clear. And look not just at the physical representation, but tap into the consciousness itself, that purity, that divinity, that mastery can be quite strong, but it will remind you, re-heart you of your divine presence. It's like standing in the presence of a master, right? It allows you to see your own light, to feel your own light in their presence. Now let's tap into the next layer, Stargate crystals, placed here by our star beingness and higher levels of consciousness as part of the reconnection of the organic Stargate system that works with the crystalline grid and the organic stargates that are coming from all over the multiverse, right? Not just a universal operation, but it reconnects Gaia to the multiverse overhaul of these realities. And from those Stargate crystals, again, touch them with your heart, touch them with your consciousness. Say hello, positive greeting. Blessings, beloveds. And you can even request, I would like access, more access to the organic Stargates in service to the pure and true organic ascension. And let's expand out, because you can feel or witness the Stargate flows that are amplified right now. Now, they're not just coming from the sun, they're coming from central suns, galactic center, great central sun, other dimensions, other parallel realities. There's a big organic operation happening right now. And if you can feel that, just kind of take that energy and notice the direct flow with Solaris right now, the sun. Just kind of connect into, there's a multitude of stargates in Solaris. Just kind of go core to core, Gaia's core, your core, and the core of Solaris. So that's the strongest gateway, right? It's right through the center of the center of the center. Now, Solaris represents a multitude of presence beings, right? It's not just one. There's a collection of beings that have evolved, ascended into becoming a star, right? It's a collective consciousness, just like we are, just in a different form. And don't try to make it into beings. And if you're seeing that, just go a little bit deeper, a little bit pure into the divine presence that's there. Always go direct, right? Go direct to the source presence. And if you can feel that, allow that connection to amplify through the heart right now, and just feel that divine, it's like a diamond, golden, crystalline light. There's frequencies of presence. It's very crystalline, very Christ-like. And feel the connection between Sun, Gaia, and your heart center, right? That's another representation of Trinitized beingness, right? Unity, Father, Mother, Paradise Sun. That's S-U-N. Feel that, because in that unity, there are new possibilities, new experiences that we can have, especially during this passage. Now feel Gaia giving the go-ahead, right? She's like, here we glow, right? I will provide stability and a platform for a new experience. And then the sun, Solaris, delivering those new energies that light up new areas of our DNA, multidimensional crystalline DNA, getting activated, works together with heart coherence, works with the crystalline light body to provide a new experience. And if you're open to that, this is how you connect with that delivery system for rewriting the fields, which is no more than lifting a bazillion veils off of your experience. All of a sudden the illusion goes away. And if you're ready to allow that experience, just kind of hold this connection with gratitude, divine love. Feel there's infinite abundance and possibility there. If you can hold that frequency, just kind of tap into galactic center, universal center, multiverse center, grand central sun, source. Go direct. Feel those cosmic flows coming directly from the infinite creator, because that's where the commands come from. New experience, and it just trickles down and flows through. And if there's an open conduit ready for that experience, and the planetary consciousness says, ready, and Solaris says, here you glow, and delivers those frequencies, light codes, harmonics, a lot of infinite compassion, right? There's a lot of divine mother frequency coming through because that's been re-anchored on the planet. Feel it. Grace. Let's just call it forth. I am grace. I am compassion. I am divine love. I am infinite love light intelligence. I am freedom. I am presence. I am all that I am. Just breathe into that state of stillness and divine grace. And let's just close with a little invocation. I am an open conduit of the pure and true organic ascension. I shine divinity and purity into all of these realms in the name of the one pure and true infinite creator source. And so it is. Oh, beautiful beloveds. Hold this container, right? Hold this presence on behalf of everyone. Let's just send it out now. Make it available to all willing hearts to have a new experience of the divinity within, of the truth within, so that we can hold this frequency and this level of consciousness all the way through sacred season, right? In just employing all of the tools and practices, changing where we need to, and staying open and clear in our heart frequency and in the, okay, thank you. Yeah, and in that divinity and grace that is unifying us now with the higher realms that are assembled here to assist us in this passage. So take time with it, beloveds. I wish you infinite grace and infinite possibilities in this now for a truly beautiful and sacred solstice passage and holidays and everything. And I would love to have you unify with us in the New Year's Day presence event. It's on a Sunday. How perfect. So we'll be exploring everything that this sacred season is launching right now and kind of tapping into some new practices as well. You can visit ascensionpath.com to get all the information on that and sign up for the light letter. You know, I do send them out every week. We still have this Sunday Global Unity Meditations. It's our 7-year anniversary next year, which is a 7-year, and it's the 7th Crystalline Convergence. I'm just like, woo! There's all kinds of things aligning next year. It's beautiful. But in this now, I'm sending all of you just infinite grace and presence for a truly divine solstice. It's been an honor and a pleasure. And I'm just infinitely grateful that we have this connection in this now, in these realms and beyond. Thank you, beloveds. Have a beautiful, beautiful sacred season.